Why are you here on this planet at this time? Do you feel this calling in your heart, this knowing that you're here for this greater reason on the planet? To help create this new earth, to be an embodiment of higher potentials and wisdom, energy and consciousness, to help co-create this world that has more of a harmony to it, that's a return back to this natural rhythm of nature, of the cosmos, alignment to spirit, feeling the connection that is inherent inside each and every one of us. Then you're in the right place. Here at B-Source, helping you to be the source, to return to that, to live within that, within yourself, as the source of your own experience, as the source that is the creation of all of life that we live within, exist within, and as, that is the source. And the more that we can embody that reality, ground in that reality, and use that heart, that energy, that consciousness, that light to transform what's showing up in our life, to see all these patterns and these ways of being that are not the source, that are all these old conditioned patterns and programmed behaviors of the old earth that we've all been living in, not only in our own lives, but perpetuating for thousands of years on this planet. And yet throughout time, there are those of us who drop in with this knowing, this desire, this calling to help expand and break free from those old patterns and to embody this new earth energy that is always here, to be the source of energy, of light, of love, of consciousness, of what we are is right within our own source. And as we tap into that and expand that within our own self and changing how we're relating to reality that's showing up, this is how we expand this new earth and stabilize within higher consciousness, within the source, as the source. And so this is our challenge. And if you feel this calling, this knowing that this is possible and that you're here to help with this, then this is the first step. This is how we actualize that calling within our heart. And so if you look at reality and all the paradigms and the belief systems and that we're living our lives within and allowing to kind of control the story of how we're living in this world, well, one of them that I recently discovered was that our zodiac system is a framework that's detached itself. It once was in alignment with nature, with the cosmos, but it became a fixed system. And if you feel like our humanity has floated away from the natural rhythm of reality and you want to help bring it back into that alignment, finding it within ourselves, but helping to co-create that as our human experience, as the collective, well, this is one path. This is why at B-Source I've created the rhythm, which is this return to the true zodiac, to the constellations as they actually are, and looking at the movements of the planets and things and seeing the relationships, the energies that are going on and how they can help us to actualize ourselves more, to see and feel and sense this rhythm, this aliveness that's happening all the time. So let's go take a look at where we are at today, this new earth energy activation, as we're moving towards this eclipse on April 8th, and see what the stars and what the source codes are saying about that can help us to stabilize in the energy of this new earth, allowing that new reality to expand within our own lives and within the world as we do this together. All right, so this is the rhythm. This is a tool that I developed, and it's a synthesis of many different traditions and mystical wisdoms from around the planet into this cohesive, simplified interface, allowing us to reconnect with how the stars and the planets are actually moving together, what the constellations are, actually in the sky, and how the planets are sitting in these different energetics. And then around the outside, these numbers are the source codes, which is this higher vibrational energetics to help us attune to that source energy within ourselves. Not only through time and through the cosmos as we're moving through them, but we each have a special relationship to each of these codes based on our birth chart and where the planets sit within this matrix of the rhythm. And then as we're moving through time also, and the planets are moving through time, and these different energetics of the source codes can help guide us on the path. So we're looking at today, April 3rd. You can see we have the sun here, although this is its marker over here, moving right in with the north node. I guess probably tomorrow that it'll actually be conjunct, but it's already shifting in right in alignment with that. And the north node being about this guiding star, this vision that we're always reaching towards in our life, our real destiny, these energetics that we're moving towards in our life. And so the sun being our main embodied theme, our main energetic, our power and our physical expression, coming into alignment with this north node, with this north star, bringing us into alignment with where we're headed, what we're wanting to do and create and be. And they're sitting in this 63 and within Pisces. And this is kind of the whole story of this eclipse that we're coming into now, is this Pisces energy, this imagination and spirituality and creativity, this flow and water, and all of the things that are hidden and dark and in that fluid nature within ourselves. It's probably been a very rocky ride, and it will continue to be so, and it has been for me. But the opportunity is, how can we flow with life? How can we live more in this creativity and this expression, this expansion, this spiritual reality? And you can see here we got Neptune and Venus coming right up on together here in this source code 30. And we'll take a look at these codes too, just kind of giving a bigger picture. Neptune being that spiritual, creative, imaginative energy sitting in Pisces, coming together, and that's like our mind, our intuition, our knowing, the creativity, the spiritual attunement, coming into Venus, our emotional body, and how we want to express that in our lives. So the mind and the heart coming together, the masculine, the feminine coming together. And they're coming together. We'll take a look at this one in the source code of Inspire. Shining like the sun, spreading love everywhere. I am luminous, and to be the source of love. See, every one of these source codes is a very unique and specific energetic to help us attune to different frequencies of being. And this one being this return to the source, to be like the sun, and to be just a clear vessel. So as we do that and we attune this spiritual mind into our Venus embodiment, how do we want to move and flow and express ourselves in this world? It's by sharing that love and just being a clear vessel. That's the message coming in right now in attunement with this north node and the sun. 63. Now there's 64 codes in the whole source code sequence. And these are based on 5,000-year-old energetics of the I Ching from China, which is a beautifully profound oracle system that has helped to change my life, helped me to find this alignment, this attunement to the true essence that I am, and that I know lives within you and with everyone on this planet. And when we find this power, this alignment, this perfection, this is really the completion of the whole sequence, that everything is already complete. Everything's perfect, just as it is. As terrible as it is, it's still really perfect. Can you find that? Because you are that. This is the I am that, and so it is. So can you tune in to the perfection that exists inherently always Even in the midst of all the struggle and all the things that are going on in your life, there's this innate perfection. And when you're living as that, you become the source again. This is where it is. It's the source of our pure consciousness, pure love, where we then can be that radiant sun, sharing that love and that light with everyone, with the world, because we know that we are everyone in the world. This inherent perfection that lives within all things. Because that's where we are being held. We are in the source. We are the source. And so these two will continue to move through this 63 throughout and culminating on that solar eclipse when the moon catches up with the sun. And maybe we'll look at that one in a bit. But right now, today, in this now moment, the moon just came through this Pluto. So I feel like the last few days have probably been very emotionally volatile or around you. Lots of things happening as this moon's coming through the cleansing portal of Pluto, wanting to give, rise up, amplify all the things that are sitting in the darkness, especially in our emotional body, the moon. And the key being here in this source code to come into presence, service, being fully present in this moment. And this is how we're really fulfilling our purpose. And a question, these jewels at the bottom of each source code, how may I serve you? Instead of asking, what can I get out of this? Why is this happening? All these things. Oh, how can I actually be of service to you right now? It could be to you, or to you, to this moment. What's happening right now? And how do I really be in presence and allowing this and to be of service to this moment? And whatever's showing up is actually, in a sense, wanting something, needing something that to realign. So how can you be of service to that instead of trying to fix or solve or fight or the problem itself? Can you dive deeper? So that's where the moon is at the moment, but she'll be moving through two of these source codes approximately each day as she catches up to the sun over here by the eclipse on the 8th in 63 into that perfection and the alignment with our purpose and where we're headed in our life, this vision. And so over the next 5 days, as this moon is moving to catch up with the sun, and actually she's falling backwards, she rises an hour later almost every day, so that actually the sun catches up with her. But according to how we look at it in the chart, it looks as if she's traveling along and catching up to the sun, when in reality she's like slowly falling backwards into the sun. It's kind of beautiful to think about that. This feminine essence just relaxing, easing her way until in comes this alignment with the sun and the moon, and she goes right into this total eclipse and this power, this perfection. So let's take a look at that. April 8th, and I forget the exact hour. I think it's around 12:31. It's around noon at Mountain Time on April 8th. So we're going to take a look at that. So you can see now the moon is caught up to the sun here. Actually, and just to kind of zoom in here, their two markers are right on top of each other. So you can't even see the sun. The moon is blocking the sun. Sitting here in Pisces, this spiritual, imaginative, creative energy. Not what the tropical zodiac says. If you want to believe in that system, just, I think, recognize the fact that it's not in touch with reality anymore. It's a different reality based on the seasons, not based on the stars anymore. It was correct, but 2,000 years ago, and things shift. We need to evolve. So can we allow our systems to evolve? Can we be willing to break free of those patterns, the things we're attached to, our ego, come back into what's actually really true, this alignment to the cosmos and the alignment within ourselves. It's a mirror, a reflection of that, an opportunity. So we come into this 63, this perfection. And then you can see flanked by Mercury, the mind and how we want to express ourselves, and the North Node over here, these two markers. So very powerful alignment when that moon's coming on the sun, and Mercury sitting in this 22, which is bloom, adorning life with beauty, expressing my true essence, I am beautiful, and that the universe exists to be beautiful. So this one is this flowering, blooming, energetic. So how can you cultivate more beauty in your life? Through who you are, through being the source of your experience, through being the source that we all are, radiating like a flower this beautiful essence, shining that essence on the world, recognizing that this inherent beauty is what wants to be expressed through us in all things in life. So that's the mind, the Mercury coming into this experience of the sun and the moon, this opportunity. How can we really bloom as who we are, reaching towards that North Star, allowing that divine feminine and masculine essence, the sun and the moon, those different energetics, and what are yours? If you come work with me or come take a look at the materials at B-Source, you can see your unique source code for the sun, the moon, and where do they sit in the actual true zodiac, and see those energetics and how they've been playing out in your life and how they can help you to actualize more of what you really are in your life. And while this is happening, you can see that we also have Mars and Saturn coming in towards each other here. They're sitting in the source code of 19, which is slowly nearing the goal, approaching with reverence. I am respect, and that every moment is sacred. And this one is saying you're just right there. You're on your purpose. You're here. All the things you've been dreaming about are right here. You just have to stay in this attunement, the respect, not trying to force it, but just allowing it to just walk across the finish line, or reach forward, break through, it's right here. And Mars being our physical, how we want to express that greater self that we are in the world. And Saturn being the work that we have to do to bring our purpose into the world. So we're taking action, but in this slowly reverential place, really in tune with ourselves. This is how we allow that perfection to be expressed and to bloom like that flower as we move towards our destiny. And this is the last one we'll talk about today, but this is this attunement of our destiny, taking action, but following the energy, that the energy is here, taking soul-inspired action, living your purpose. But it's through the energy, the quickening, this rise, you feel it inside of you, knowing what you want to do, what you want to achieve and create and be, taking action on that. And so this is Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter being this expansion, Uranus being about rapid change, evolution, cataclysmic energies. It's going to be very volatile as we move through into this April 20th. But we can really ground in this opportunity as we move into this solstice energy, recognizing that whatever's showing up is really just wanting to be felt and allowed to move through us and welcome back home into that source. And this is the practice. You feel into your heart, feel that connection to the heavens and to the earth, creating this vortex channel of energy through us, empowering that vortex field, that flow within ourselves. That's the source. Returning to our source, our pure source essence, that state of perfection, wholeness. And then allowing that energy to flow and move through us and to cleanse and clear and integrate all of those different energetics and really embodying that which we wish to be in this world. So you can clear whatever is arising, return to that source essence, and then embody that which you wish to be. So I'm going to shift over to the compass now, which is another tool at B-Source. And this is an oracle system. And it's going to activate an energetic that can help us to stabilize in the new earth in the source of who we are as we're moving into this eclipse energy. So hold that in your heart. This is for everybody tuning in, this collective energetic. And we get synchronicity, following inner guidance, creating miracles and magic. I am flow, and to trust in the magic. So this is asking you to tune into that source within yourself, trusting in that power, in the magic of that, this knowing of who you are, in the power of your higher self, of the source itself, that you are one with all of that. You have that power within you because it's what you are. That is your source, and our source is the source that's holding all of life. And there's an orchestration going on always. So how can we tune into the synchronicity, be in that flow state, allowing life to show up and to guide us towards those miracles and magic? And whatever's showing up that's problematic and that feels like it's not working and all these things is just trying to point you back towards yourself. How can you really be of service in presence? Keep returning to that source and following the magic. And stay tuned for the next video. I'll definitely do at least one more and before this coming eclipse. I'm wishing you so much love.